Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are talking about a pencil case, and not just any pencil case. According to Alpaka, this is more than a pencil case. This is the Pencil Case Pro. So Alpaka is an Australian-based company who make a lot of tech sort of carry gears and organizational stuff and bags and pouches and all of that kind of wonderful stuff that I really enjoy. And they made this pencil case, which is the Pro. And I think it's kind of awesome. There's lots of great features. So we're going to talk about a few things. I'll show sort of how much it can hold, all that kind of stuff. And then we'll talk about some pros and cons. So let's start with the basics. So first thing is this material is the X-Pack X50 material, which is both weather and UV proof and abrasion resistant. Now I've been carrying this for a number of weeks and it is looking awesome. It has been bag to bag to bag to my car to, you know, taken out for work, and it's looking great. It's got great YKK zips, which are really nice, and they've got that weatherproof seal on them, particularly this top one, and sort of a more sort of material seal there on the back compartment, which I'll get to in just a second. The internal material is this very lovely accent, bright orange, which is the 210D high-vis orange ripstop nylon lining. It's great, it's resilient, and like you can see, it's sort of got some scuff marks and things from the fact that I've been carrying it and using it, but it's not, it doesn't snag, it doesn't tear, anything like that. Another great external feature is the little latch point there. So this bag and a lot of the Alpaka gear bits and pieces is compatible with what they call their hub system, and their hub system is smaller items to help organize bigger items. if you want to say that. So basically you can attach the hub keychain through this loop, and then that is a little magnetic keychain that will attach to, like the inside of some of the bags. So it sort of stays where you want it, or there's like these little rods you can put on the wall for attaching pouches to and things like that. That is the hub system, and this is part of that. It allows you to also attach your bag to, the outside of a satchel, or, if you so wanted to, onto the shoulder strap of a backpack, something like that. It's a really nice, simple system, but something that actually allows for greater organization, and for if you have your pencil case here and you've got the larger elements backpack or something like that, it's very easy to get that hook and loop and attach it through that, and it stays exactly where you want it in the bag. It doesn't end up floating around the bottom. You can have it near the top for easy access, and that's what I kind of love about the hub system. So you saw it's got this main pouch, and the zip runs just about halfway across the top of that, and it's got the seams there which allow it to be nice and sort of upright. The length of this pencil case, I should say, is about 21 centimeters or 8.2 inches. Empty, it weighs 90 grams, so it's nice and light, and it has a 0.5 of a litre or 500 ml capacity. So I'm going to show a bit of a capacity. I'm going to do a fill of it using Sharpie size markers, so you just see how many things it can hold. But as you saw, it also has this back pouch here, where if we open up that, once again, that beautiful orange nylon lining, you can see there's a slot pouch sort of down the side here, which is great for organizing things like, if you want to, your fountain pens and all that kind of stuff, but also has more sort of space down in here if you want to carry things like a very small notebook, or I tend to carry things like washi tape in that compartment. It is a very handy case. It gives you the space for your small items, which can include things like cables or, whatever you are carrying around, converters, plugs, all those kinds of things, or your general pencil case things. I tend to carry this as a regular pencil case, so pens and pencils and, erasers and sharpeners and all those kinds of things. And then a bit more extra organizational space there in the back for, as I said, for things like if you want to carry fountain pens or have quick access pens, if you've got 3 or 4 things you use all the time, that's a great spot for them. So that is the basic parts and features of this really nice pencil case. I think it's got really lovely features. What we're going to do now is I'm going to do a fill of it, and so just so you can see the kind of amount of things it can carry. So let's start with the top pouch. And as I said, I have Sharpie size markers. These are from the local dollar store, so I could get a number of them. I've had them for a while for this exact purpose. So let's start with 3, 5, 7, 21, 22, and maybe 23, 22 or 23, of these pens. So that is as a pretty decent sort of, capacity of that section. It is longer than those pens, so even if you had that many things in there, there's still space on the ends for like erasers or, pencil sharpeners and those kinds of things. And then, as I said, you've got this very handy sort of back pouch here, and when it is full, it is hard to get really into there, so it does fold back nicely at that point where you're going to sort of slot the pens in. And just for the sake of the exercise, we'll put another Sharpie down in there, and you get the clip over the edge of that, and then I've just got a Pilot Varsity V pen, which is the fountain pen there, and depending on the size of the pens, 3 or 4 pens would fit in there quite nicely. And I'm just going to put a highlighter here, they're also around the same sort of size, and they go in there, and then that does up nicely, and that is a pretty decent sort of size fill. 23 of those pens in there. There's a little bit of sort of wiggle room in that, and then 3 in the back, and that's pretty full. So you can see it has a decent capacity, and the zips still do up really, really nicely. So the Pencil Case Pro from Alpaka retails for $45 US, which I think is at the high point for a nylon pencil case. This is more than a pencil case, as I said. It's got that sort of back compartment there, so this leans into that like pen case thing. And on the website they have like a Lamy Safari pen in there and all of that kind of thing. So it is tailored towards people who do often use sort of more slightly higher end stationery gear. But it is super rugged, and it is super strong and well built. And so if you are after a pencil case and it's going to be treated somewhat roughly, or you want to invest in something you're going to use for a long time that's got some nice features, this is a lovely option for that. So let's talk about some pros and cons now. A big pro is the capacity. I think that's actually a pretty decent amount of things it can carry, and still giving a bit of extra space and things like that. I think that back compartment is really, really handy and really great, especially the fact that you've got some extra little space just down in the base there. I really love the lining. One thing I will say is I love when cases and bags and pencil cases have a brighter accent internal color. And the reason I love that, it's not that, I think it necessarily, I personally love this color. And while that might not be to everyone's taste, what it does do is it means that when you have sort of things in there, actually, you know what, I'll put some exactly this sort of thing. So like a couple of black pens, for instance, because you've got that bright colored lining, you can see what is in there and where it is. And so you don't lose your black items against the black background of the bag. And I think that's particularly impressive in things like backpacks and things like that, and important, I should say. I really enjoy the zips. I think they all function really nicely. That weatherproof lining is great. I love the tags on the zip. They feel strong. It's all very well built, very well made. The only point I have really, and this is just, be aware that when you buy a case like this, or any bag or any sort of carry, of the items you're going to be carrying. Because, for instance, a unsharpened Blackwing pencil does not fit in this bag. I've tried to get them in sideways and stuff and angles, and it's just not a great fit. So if you're, personally, the pencils I carry are all pre-used and loved. I kind of use them at home and wear them down a little bit, and I generally tend to do this anyway, for any case, because a Blackwing is a long pencil, in comparison to the off-brand Sharpie style marker here. It is quite long. So you are dealing with something that doesn't fit in a lot of cases. That's just something to be aware of with this. And also because it is black, it will show fluff and stuff like that. Like, it seems to pick it up quite a lot. Going from bag to car to this to that, it has picked up a little bit, and that kind of has been not a problem, but something that I have noticed with this case. So this was the Alpaka Pencil Case Pro. I hope you found this video interesting and useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications button if you want to stay up to date with the videos that I produce. Please feel free to get in touch using any of the platforms listed below, or drop me an email if you've got products you think I should be looking at, or if there is a way you would like to support the channel. In the meantime, enjoy your gear. A big thank you to Alpaka for sending this out for review, and I'll talk to you soon.